Cancer can be defined as a disease caused by an uncontrolled division of abnormal cells in a part of the body. Now, when we are breaking up this definition, what do you understand? It is uncontrolled. So, in this diagram itself, you can see here that one cell which is turned cancerous has got an uncontrolled division. They are just dividing more and more and more, and there is an abnormal huge pile of cells what you could see here. So, you can see the big pile of cells. Gradually what happens? There is blood capillaries which is getting connected to this area, and this entire region could become from a benign tumor into a malignant tumor. So, first of all, let us see why do these cancer cells become tumorous. Now, there are certain properties of cancer cell. So, what are these properties? First of all, there is no cell to cell interaction. The cell to cell interaction is lost in case of cancer cells. Secondly, cell to cell inhibition or contact inhibition is seen. Contact inhibition can be seen. And finally, the property of apoptosis is lost. Now, what do you understand by this? Just imagine that this is a region, and here we are allowed to have cells: 1 cell, 2 cell, 3 cell, 4 cell, 5 cell and 6 cell. Now, what happens is each of these cells here, first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth, fifth and sixth cell, interact with each other. But what happens in case of cancer cell? These interactions are lost. When the interaction is lost, what appears is that these cells are very far away from me. There is no nearby cells. So, I have lost contact with other cells. So, assuming this cell decides that there is no contact and they start piling up. They start growing. This is one of the things what happens. Second thing is cell to cell contact inhibition. Meaning to tell, if there is a tray like this, if there is a spot and I have cells like this in scattered manner, there is no cell to cell contact. So, they divide and they cover up these regions. So, now what happens? The number of cell has increased and they have formed the layer. So, these cell gives in a feedback telling do not grow any further. If you want to grow any further, there should be cell death, only then replacement can happen. So, this feedback that stop, inhibit, this is also lost. So, cell to cell inhibition is lost, and since then you can see the mass of cell, the tumor starting to grow. Now, generally in a normal cell what happens? Assuming this cell has divided into two, then one of the cell completely dies, removes, and then only the other cell goes. Say for example, this is one cell divided into two. So, when this 2 cell comes, the next another 2 cell comes. Like this, the number of cells starts increasing. So, this is a scenario in cancer cell. But in a normal cell, when this cell has divided into 2, this cell would die. Again, this cell would die when the next 2 cells have come into picture. So, like this, the replacement process happens in normal cell while it is lost in cancer cell. This is how the growth of cancer cell takes place.